This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. This is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. It's a very, very, very tired, sad, quiet little Thursday for me. I think I just got here. This is the first time I've ever just showed up right before we went on the air, right? I keep looking at Julio in there. July. Hello, July. So yeah, last night was my event. So this is why I look as tired as I do. There's a very legit reason. It was a really great event. So I just want to say thanks to every single person that came out. And thanks to Scott at Pourvu, who's just amazing and was able to get everything to come together. And I know everybody had a good time, and so many people showed up that I hadn't seen in a long time, and a few fans, which was pretty cool. And I just want to say that the band just rocked the house. They really did just a beautiful job, not an amazing job. That's not even a good word. We need to come up with a new word for amazing. I'm open to new terms for amazing, please. So my brain cells are rather tired today, so I'm not sure you're not really gonna get the best show ever today, although it might be entertaining. So how did the night? So first of all, when we walked in, I have to say really quick that I am so grateful to Pinup Clothing for providing all my wardrobe and always making me look and feel amazing and beautiful and sexy and sultry and just feeling like a fierce woman. So I just want to say thank you so much again. And if you guys are ever looking at the things I wear and think that they're gorgeous, because they really are gorgeous clothes, you can go see them at pinupgirlclothing.com or go to the Pinup Girl Boutique store in Burbank, which is right off of Magnolia, right next to Porto's Bakery. If you've never been, have you ever been to Porto's?
No.
Oh, Porto's. Porto's is so good. I know. We need to get her on board. Yeah, she's a little behind today. Although I didn't know what is it called? The Harlem Shuffle?
Shake.
Oh, see that? I know the Harlem Shuffle, but I don't know what the Harlem Shake is. Apparently, I am so out of it because I don't know what that is. Flash mob, however, I'm down, by the way, to do a flash mob anytime. So if you guys want to do a flash mob, please get in touch with me, and I am on that. So, okay, yeah, but Porto's, just to totally distract because I really don't know what I'm going to talk about today. Porto's is this bakery that's in Glendale. And when I lived in Glendale, the first apartment I ever had was in Burbank, and I used to live right across the street from Disney. So every day when I would go outside, my view was the Seven Dwarfs holding up the studio, which was really pretty cool. And of course, made for great writing and inspiration. And I think I used to walk over there every day looking for a job. Between there and Warner Brothers, I used to go to all the lots. And okay. So I just have to say, way to be resourceful, by the way. Sorry, Julio, just made my life a little easier. So Porto's Bakery, I was told that you have to go to this place, and I thought, what is this place? So I actually had some of my favorite places were in Burbank. Still, right now, Olive and Thyme is a new restaurant. It's not new now, but it's been there for a while. If you guys ever go, it's in Toluca Lake. It is quite possibly one of the best little cafes. It's really, really good. They have this pulled pork? Yeah, I think it's like a pulled pork or a short rib. I forget. No, it's a short rib. It's a short rib sandwich, and it's just butter. The meat just falls. Oh my gosh, it's so good, and they really cook it to perfection. Anyways, those are the best sandwiches. And then they have this egg salad sandwich, which is a trip. I'm going to go back to Porto's eventually, but the egg salad sandwich, it's made out of only egg material, so they don't actually use cream to make the tacky, to keep the eggs together. They take the yolk, so they make the egg salad part, but then they have the yolks and they keep them separate, and then they press them so finely until it becomes almost like a liquid. Wow. And then they use that to use it as like the complex sort of
binding.
There we go. God, seriously, my brain. Come on, brain, let's get with it. So that's what keeps it together. So it ends up forming this, and it's perfect because it's not, sometimes like with mayo, it's a little bit, I don't know, I don't like mayo in general, but I'm a best foods kind of girl, which probably makes me have a bad palate maybe. I have a great palate. I'm not a big mayo girl. It is what it is. I like to eat healthy. So anyways, yeah, it's a great little egg salad sandwich. So if you're listening over there at Olive and Thyme, it's really quite. Melina, by the way, is the owner, and she's the sweetest thing, and she's usually there every single day and works her butt off. But it's such a great cafe, so you have to go. So Porto's, back to Porto's. I thought that it was just like a breakfast place. I really didn't understand that they had these meat, like these balls. Oh, I love you. See, Julio, you're hired. You really are. Like, you're my guy in the booth right now. He pulls up pictures. He does. Oh, love it. Okay, so Porto's Bakery. This is the one. Oh, yeah. See all that yummy goodness? There's the dessert. So you walk in there and you just feel fat. And you're fine with it. You just want to... Like, those are my binge days right there. That's like my one binge day. Everything on that. Everything in the counter. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
It looks amazing.
Did you see any of the meat stuff? Like any of the... I'm wondering. They have these balls. Okay, so Porto's... it was the first time I'd ever had anything that was remotely like Armenian. Yeah. Okay. So these are so good. It's this like breaded, it's almost like a donut kind of on the outside, and then this ground beef inside, and it's got all these great spices, and oh my gosh, it's just seriously good, just fat food. It's just right now. Let me just tell you right now, after last night, that. All of the pictures in general, I could have like one of every single one. I think we need to go. Maybe we could go to Porto's. I need food. So anyway, so yeah. So that's my Burbank story. But I used to also go to this place. It was the only Thai food place, and it's unfortunate because now they only serve till 9. But it was a place you could order takeout, and I did. I mean, it was like 3 times a week I'd order Thai, and I'd get Thai food. It was like 2:00 in the morning. So good. And you knew no matter how tired you were, there was always the Thai food. Like, you could always get Thai food. You didn't have to go to like Taco Bell or although I can't knock Taco Bell's nachos. Those are still good. Not the regular nachos though, like the chips with I always get chips with nacho cheese sauce, and I have literally done that since I was 13. I get it, and then I put the hot sauce and the cheese and I mix it all together. It's like, so, whatever. It's not sophisticated, but it's really good.
Guilty pleasures.
It totally. Oh God, I have a lot of guilty pleasures. My biggest guilty pleasure, of course, is banned in California. Foie. Oh, foie. Foie is probably like 10,000 calories per bite. Okay, and foie is the most juicy piece of meat. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. There's just foie. Go find foie. You're gonna find a picture. I actually have a picture, I think, on Facebook. I probably have many pictures of foie because every time I went to get foie, I was like, snap a picture. And then during the big ban, they had, I should have you just come sit over here because then you could just talk to me on that side. Yeah, I think I'm going to invite Alexis. Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. So foie, they're usually these tiny little medallions of foie, which is very, very, very accelerated and fatty liver of duck or goose. And it's so good. It's like butter. It really is one of those things that either people love it or they hate. And when they hate it, it's a very strong hate, right? And then if they love it, it's like, sex, foie, gonna go with the foie. I'm serious. It's just one of those things. So yeah, so that's kind of, there's my gluttonous moment. I got nothing today. What's wrong with me? I'm going to go look at the news. By the way, did you hear the Pope was named today? Yeah, that's big news, apparently, because he's the Antichrist. Yeah, that's what they say. Like, there's this big to-do about really religious fundamentalists, shall we say, on the writer side. Not writer like writing, but right as in right-wing. Yeah, there's a big story, I guess, that, like, it's prophesized that yeah, there we go. What's up, Antichrist? So that's the story. That's what they say, that that this gentleman is, like, the one that was before him was going to be forced to step down. It's all very, like, they really think that it's been prophesized. I'm like, not sure. I don't really think it's a Nostradamus kind of prediction. I think it's more of like a people at church that don't like things kind of prediction, but but yeah, that's the deal, is he's supposed to be the Antichrist. So I guess now we know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Right?
I just think it's interesting that, I mean, when I was getting my nails done yesterday and we were watching the news, that they were talking about how he is the first pope in like 1,000 years from the Western world and first Latin American.
That's probably why they call him the Antichrist, right?
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Oh, he's
Latin
not
American,
European.
he's Western, he's like too free thinking.
Yeah.
And yet, who do they give the job to? That's all I'm saying. Maybe it was time. Maybe, maybe it's cool if better things happen in this world. Maybe they need a little Western forward thinking.
Yeah. So
I think
good
all
for
churches.
him.
Yeah, right. Well done, man. If you really are the Antichrist, well played. God, I'm making myself laugh. That's pretty pathetic. So I'm making Julio laugh in the back, though. That's the best part. All right, so last night we show up, and again, I just want to say so many people showed up, and at first I was a little uncertain, right? And then you know what? I haven't tallied how much money we raised, but it wasn't a ton of money because we were splitting the money between things, but I think it was like $120 or something like that, which is, the cover was $10 and most of that was going to the band and the other things. And it wasn't a cover, I shouldn't say. It was people that donated, and actually a lot of people donated. So maybe it's more. My brain's just not. So, and that's going to Free Arts for Abused Children in Los Angeles, which is a really great organization. And anybody who knows me at all knows that I'm a big advocate of art. And I also just can't stand the fact that a child is either abused or has been homeless. I just don't think that that's right at all. And I think there need to be more programs that actually give them some opportunities to do something more positive, because I feel like they're left with so few options out there. It's either you do drugs or you have to prostitute yourself, or, there's just not a lot of choices for kids out there on the street. And so anyways, it's kind of great. All right, we have 1 minute left. Oh no, do we have 30 seconds left? No, 1 minute. Okay. So, he's going to tell me something important, I think. So anyways, I would just, it's been a very cool organization to find. I was searching and I mean, there's really like every nonprofit's pretty worthy. You can't really say that there's one that doesn't deserve it, but I just wanted to find something that I could really stand behind. And, so everybody that did, even that some of them just gave me $20 and said, put this towards that, and that was pretty cool. So again, I know I probably have more. I need to find everything. And then those of you who did it on Eventbrite, thank you so much. All right, we have 20 seconds left. I'm not sure. Although 20 seconds can last for a really, really long time.
Well, I just think it's neat that the nonprofit you found
5, 4, keep that. We're going
ties
back.
back in.
Be back after the break. And we're ready. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rand Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen, then you never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 Guys, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive
exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. There we go. Hi. All right, so we're back. I actually brought Alexis in to come chat with me while we do this. So yes, I did say on Crackbook that I was going to be talking about a big topic. So I've had a very interesting week, and there's Alan. Hello.
Oh, hi.
There we go. Okay. Actually, can you put it a little bit back the other way? Tiny bit. There we go. Oh, a little bit the other way. Towards me. There we go.
Star of the show.
But that I'm not worried about. Yes, I'm such a diva. I need to be on the camera at all times. No, I'm really, like not a diva. I probably should embrace that a little bit more, but no. I wish I could be a diva because, man, my life would be easier. Because I could just, I would just own it. I'd be like, screw no, but then I wouldn't be very nice. I don't really want to not be nice, no matter what. So, there was, other than this topic, there was something else I was going to say. So, shoot, what was it? Oh, okay. So, you know that song that's on my intro?
Yeah.
That from a Fine Frenzy? So, that's kind of my motto today, is that it is one of my all-time favorite songs. It's such a happy song. You know what? Can we find that video? If I send it to you, can you pull it up? Hold on. I'm going to find it. Oh, how does it go? And it sounds like... What's that song? Oh, what's the lyric? Fine Frenzy. All right. This is like seriously on the air. I'm barely doing it today. It's not Almost Lover. Almost Lover is way too haunting. So it's not that. It's like my happy, happy, happy song. I think it's a new start. There we go. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to send this to you. It is such a happy, happy, happy song. Okay. So, Proud to Be a Woman. Is that what it's called? That's interesting. Oh, can't do the vid? We did it yesterday or Tuesday. It worked. Anyways. Okay. Yeah. Cause I had the trailer from the movie. Anyways. Well, okay. So the lyrics are basically that, let's see if I can get the lyrics because this isn't really going to be helpful. Okay, so it says, the first lines is, hey, do you hear that sound? It's the sound of the lost gone found. It's the sound of a mute gone loud. It's the sound of a new start. Kiss with a mouth of shooting stars of lost and broken hearts. Unafraid you can name your scars with a touch of a new heart. So that's kind of my theory today. I think we all are like a little hard on ourselves, and I know we're women, so we're especially hard on ourselves, and we're strong, smart women, which makes us probably even harder on ourselves. But I just wanted to say that while we're Ruben writes, you are a diva. I'm so not a diva. I love diva. So yes, so I just said, in spite of our flaws and our baggage and fears, that I think our biggest thing is that we tend to not forgive ourselves those little imperfections. And the older I get, the more I realize it's pretty hard. You can't deny that there are scars. You can't deny that we all come from pasts. Everyone has a past. Everyone has something, and the older you get, the harder it is to avoid. And so you can't escape it. You just have to embrace it and just say, okay, this is, I'm a big mess. And actually, I love that my friend, I think I've said this before, but my friend had said, you're not a mess, you're just perfection in progress. And that was my favorite line I've ever heard. And because he used to get really mad at me. Don't say that. Stop saying that you're a mess. You're not a mess. And then like today, my best friend sent me this really beautiful message, and it could not have been perfect timing. Just saying that, just that he loves me for who I am in every way, my mistakes, my flaws, my imperfections, and that he just, he just reminded me, he said, you have a really beautiful heart, and that's what I love the most about you, and I thought I love my best friends. I mean, my best friend Linnea. Did you ever meet Linnea?
No.
Oh, you have to meet Linnea. She's moving back soon. So, next week, I think. Please, I seriously have been without her. She's left. She lived in Seattle, and then she lived in Portland, and I haven't had her in the same city with me for 14 years.
Wow.
It's terrible. And I've known her for 25 years.
That's
which is
a long time.
Yeah, crazy. That's when you know you're old, because we were teenagers when I met. So, yeah. So, anyways, Ruben, I'm going to get back to you on that topic in just a second. I'm getting all these messages, by the way, so if I sound like I'm talking to other people, I am talking to people, but through the airwaves, not those in my head. Those I just write out. So anyways, okay, so yes. So, don't you find that thankfully, if I can be a good mentor and I don't really like the term boss, but if any...
You're my enabler, remember? You
I
said
am.
that you're my enabler.
I am your creative enabler.
That title.
Yes, I am your enabler. So your enabler to live life and tackle it and do it well and not be afraid to make mistakes and fail. And that's true though. Yeah. So, but if there's anything I can teach you, it's that don't be so hard on yourself when things happen, because we do tend to do that, and you're a lot like me in personality. Yeah. So, we all say and do stupid things in moments of weakness or fear or whatever, and you can't. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah. Obviously, as long as they're not hurtful, you don't ever want to do that. But I think that my biggest lesson has been it's okay to be vulnerable. Yeah. Even if it's not received, it's okay. It's just it is what it is.
I mean, rejection too is one
fear of rejection is the hardest thing. It is. It's awful and hard, and
whether that
and I think that's probably my biggest fear more than anything else. I think I could handle a lot of things, but especially when it comes from people you care about too. You're like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah. Whether that be rejection in relationships or professionally, because writing.
Oh my God! Let me just tell you, I have been doing this for, and I've worked in the film industry since '93. Yeah. Okay, so since then, that's how many we're going on 20 years. Yes. Come here. You know what? We can move the mic to you. Yes. Actually, here we go. Okay. Come to make the mic your mistress. Okay, so so I've worked in the entertainment industry for 20 years, and you go through so much rejection. I mean, my people used to think I was crazy because I was like, I'm going exactly to where I want to go. Mm-hmm. If I'm rejected by the best, I'm rejected by the best, and that's totally fine. I don't want to be rejected by some guy at the bottom that's like, you're never going to make it, and you're like, dude, you're a what are you doing?
What do you know?
Yeah, what's your job title again?
What is your authority?
Yeah, so or Miss Authority, because man, women are vicious sometimes. But I will say that was kind of, it's been a great lesson, but it doesn't make it any easier. I mean, I remember when I got my script notes back for my screenplay, I have rewritten that thing. This will be my 7th edit. Okay. Yeah. Only to them, it's going to only be my 2nd, but I've done it myself 7 times. And I remember the first time I got an email, it was 2 weeks after, and it's not this particular, and it's a big executive producer. Mm-hmm. It's not his genre pool, which I knew. And all I read was that and got, oh no, my heart sank. And then I forgot to read the second part that said, but he really wants to see what you can do, so finish this. Right? And I thought, why I focus on that part, I don't know. And then this last time I got my script notes back, and all I picked out was, you need to fix this. And I was just, I think I cried for a second, and I was like, what's wrong with you? It's so what? It's tough. And it's I have a really thick skin. But then you take a step back and you go, oh my God, that's so funny because I was totally going to change that.
Yeah.
Right. And then I ignore that 85% of that email was, this is such a great adaptation. You know,
Yeah.
It is. It's really hard. And I don't know how many times have you like submitted stuff and just with a voice too, right?
Yeah, submitting
yeah.
things or auditioning for different things, and you know, oh, we really like your look, or oh, we really like your sound, but you're not what we're looking for, or
and they do it, and it's like it's like an undercut.
Yeah, it's
Like-
backhanded compliment.
yeah,
kind of.
there we go.
But even in writing, like in writing workshops or submitting things for publication, you know,
Remind me to talk about the writing workshop.
yeah, you might get 50 compliments on it, but there's that one thing that just like sticks with you that was like a slightly negative criticism, but not even like a bad negative criticism, but it's just like their opinion. And so you have to learn how to not take it personally.
It's
And
so
that's,
hard.
That's what has been difficult for me.
Well, because it's personal stuff that you're putting. Writing is a very personal. 3 minutes left. Okay, writing is a very personal.
Yeah. So it's not that they necessarily are. They don't like you. It's just they don't necessarily like that phrase, or they don't,
And it's so funny. And you
like the
really have to
subject
remember
matter.
though, like when you read something, it's the same thing as eating. This is why I say
It's so subjective.
it is, and it just depends on where you're at. Because if that guy or that girl who's reading your screenplay it's one thing if like you write something, whether it's fiction, whether it's an article, whatever it is, and it's a matter of like awful grammar.
Yeah.
Right? If it's awful grammar or
that's
they keep
pretty
changing tenses,
obvious,
that was
yeah.
my big thing is I used to sometimes change tenses, not intentionally, but I was just so in it. And so it took me a while to like really hone that. And it just it's important to take the criticism, but you also have to know when it's somebody's personal opinion
yeah.
versus a professional critique. And
Exactly.
and by the way, I'm going to be posting her Magic Castle piece in today. So, and it's really, really good. She's a very, very talented writer, my girl over here.
Thank you.
The enabler to the enabled. So the other thing I was going to say though is, 2 minutes left, probably like 1 minute now, huh? Those minutes go by so slow when you start, when I'm aware of the minute, I feel like I could just keep going and going. So I totally lost my train of thought. Shoot. No, but I do think that it's very hard for a writer because really any artist. I can't really say it's just for writers because
any
singing
creative
anything creative,
field.
right? Because it is totally no matter how much formal education you have,
You're putting yourself out there.
nothing can teach you to be an artist.
Yeah.
You either are creative and talented or you're not. There's no in between. That said, actually, weren't we having this discussion? It drives me nuts when people are really talented, but they just sabotage themselves with a bad attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Really drives me crazy. I'm like, you know what? Don't take this role that you are so great. Be humble.
Yeah.
Be good about who you are and that you're talented. But, if you start walking around with a big old chip on your shoulder and acting like everybody owes you,
Diva.
right? That's a diva, all right. But in general, I mean, I've seen that all of my career. You see people that are so talented and they just let it go because they're so convinced that rather than having to work for it, it's just supposed to be given to them, or when they get it, it's like they need the spotlight so desperately. I mean, and that's happened honestly. Like even when I was a makeup artist, I'd see people. I'm like, I'm not competing against you.
Yeah.
Like we're all good at what we do. I'm sure this artist was probably better than I am about something, and that's why it's beautiful creative outlets.
Just be yourself.
All right, we got seconds. All right, so we'll be back actually right after the break here. But I do want to talk a little bit more about just kind of owning up to who we are and being okay with that.
Sounds good.
Are you having fun? All right, we're here. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
We are are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rand Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 Three Guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER. This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. So, I can't find this thing that I was looking for. I had written a little piece because you were talking about writing workshops, and and I have been to a couple that I haven't gone to too many, just because I think it's finding the right one. It's very tricky, and you don't want to do the same thing all the time, but or find a person that does it. Like what I hope to do is every year make it a little bit different, make the focus a little bit different, unless we find that people are really responsive and just have multiple ones. But so I am planning the Awaken Your Senses in Italy thing. There we go. Hello, Rita. The writing workshop. And I was trying to find my, you know what? I actually have it in Word, so I'll have to pull that up. But I just think there's something to be said about being a writer is very difficult. But it doesn't really matter what style of writing you have, because I think even if I did a workshop that was just fiction, everybody has such different fiction that it's not really applicable to say we're just going to cover one thing. It's not possible. So this workshop is really... first of all, it takes place in southern Italy, which I just have to say, is there any better place to do that? I don't think so. So, I mean, we'll keep finding great places, but I would say I'm pretty excited that that is our destination. Okay, so here is how let's see if I can find this. Okay, so in utilizing, this is kind of like a little summation, guys. So in utilizing all 5 of your senses, the goal of this writing workshop is called Drink, Eat, and Write. It's to acknowledge where each of us are in the creative process and finding the rhythm, authenticity, and depth within each writer. Whether you're a creative writer, a branding expert, a CEO, just an artist in general, understanding how to strip away our preconceived ideas and not get too caught up in classical training or the confining realms of standard education, and just finding a way to be open to tapping into the... to finding the untapped approach to delivering the idea, message, or story that's trapped inside of you. So, and I feel like one thing I really have developed a really good skill for is I know that that's one of my, like a gift that whatever being out there has bestowed on me. Being a writer is definitely like something that is, just
innate.
It's like a vessel inside of me. Yeah. But helping other people become better writers is really, really important to me, because I think even if it's not something that you do professionally, it's just something that you do for yourself, whether you're blogging. Really, there's a lot of people who do like taglines and branding concepts and stuff, and sometimes they get, even like in corporate world, right, they put together proposals all the time, media presentations, and they just recycle the same thing. It's not, I realize it takes more time to tailor each thing, but I think sometimes you have to take the emotion behind something. Whether it's your story, somebody else's story, whether it's a product that you're selling, no matter what it is, we have to find a way to take away everything and then kind of clear the clear the foundation, get rid of these ideas that everything has to be a specific way. Like, you know, beginning, middle, close. Well, I'm a crazy writer, and I always throw people immediate, like all my fiction stuff, which I don't think you've read. All my fiction stuff, I throw you start out in the action.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you see is this crazy moment where you're like, okay. And then it's just, I feel like life is just this way. You know, there's no way to determine how, I guess you can't plan life.
There's no like clean setup.
No, it's not at all. Right. And it's very true. I mean, we can, I think we can plan as much as we want, but I don't plan my writing out. I don't storyboard. I don't do anything like that. Even my movies, like I have let them take their own journey. Yeah. Because for me, I mean, to have a clear idea is one thing, but things change. When you're writing a story, you can have this clear, you know, and a very concise vision of where you want something to go. And then something changes, whether it's something that happens in your life that's affecting your writing, something that just like a light goes off, or you go somewhere and you're totally inspired in some other way, or you meet somebody that just makes you feel alive again, you know? And there's something to be said about all those wonderful parts of life, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a wonderful part of the creative process. So, like, I would say, I know I'm doing all the talking. It just is what it is. Just you can interrupt if you want. But when it comes to learning, like the workshop, I really want people to be able to just find their voice again, because I think that we get very afraid, and especially in journalism, you know, everybody is very confined to being, you know, be as objective as possible. That's news, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to write about something passionately, if you're going to write about, you know, like when I wrote the piece on Lenny Kravitz's movie that Matthew Beton made, it's a brilliant piece, and it's gotten a lot of really great comments, by the way, which I'm so grateful for. And for those of you who haven't read it, please go to atodmagazine.com and look under the far right. It says special events. You'll see a picture of Lenny Kravitz. But I might actually read a little bit of it. But I just think, like, for you, I mean, what do you think your biggest struggle is with writing? Because I know you're just kind of you're honing your skill right now.
I think being okay that you have a unique voice is a big thing. Accepting yourself. I mean, we were talking about accepting yourself just for who you are, but accepting yourself in your writing style. Because, say, in classes, because I went to Cal State Long Beach, and in the creative writing programs, there are, you know, people who do, like in poetry classes, I have a very descriptive and kind of flourishy writing style, and like I love vocabulary, so I like using words, whereas some people are more simplistic, modern, clean writing, and so some of
like
those people don't necessarily
haikus.
Understand my style of writing, and they don't like it, and so they'd say comments to me like, this is too much, this is unnecessary, you know, whatever. And it's like, if it's valid, I'll take that. But some people, it's just like, that's their opinion, they just don't like, you know, descriptive writing or something. And so learning to be okay with, some people aren't necessarily going to understand what I'm saying. Some people aren't going to necessarily like my storytelling style, but people who do. And so it's just learning to be okay with, you know, saying, this is who I am, this is the message I want to convey, and I don't want to write like somebody else, because then who will ever know who I am?
Right. And you know what's funny is, when I started writing, I was very afraid. When I was like, and I've written since, I mean, I wrote in this piece with, about Lenny's movie, or Matthew's movie about Lenny, is that I was a teenager. And there he is. So, and actually, when I started listening to Lenny, it was about the same time. Like, I was really fortunate to be brought up in a family that had such a diverse range of music. I mean, everybody likes something completely different. Yeah. So I'm a huge appreciator of music. I think music is beautiful, and it tells where we are in life. I mean, I'm like, if I ever were to go to church, which please forgive me, guys, I'm just not that person. I want to go to like a gospel, like down home Baptist church, because to me, that's just music, right? That's just like love,
raw,
right? And I love that.
Emotion-filled.
Yeah, like, you know that scene in The Color Purple?
Yes.
Okay, that's the church I would go to.
Yeah.
And so it's just that soul, and I tend to tap into more like R&B and soul, and like a lot of like old school funk, and in blues, like Nina Simone. Just she just it's like silk when she sings. You know, it's just beautiful, just glides and it makes you, you know, she's got those perfect little rasps when they need to happen, and it's just so intoxicating, really, and it makes you feel so much. And
oh, it's cliche, but it's like the soul, like you can feel the soul.
Right. And I just think, you know, but I had a really hard time when I was a teenager. I would go, and everybody thought they thought I was crazy. Let's just put it that way. When I was in high school, I didn't think anybody even liked me. Turns out I was wrong. That goes to show you how insecure we are when we're teenagers. So anyway, so I used to go every recess. I would take, you know, because we had index cards and stuff for school. You had to have like notes, and I remember like science class, I used to always have index cards for whatever reason. And I had those old school journals, and I used to love those. I wanted to fill those things up and I have 2 13-gallon bins filled with writing.
Wow. And
random receipts. I remember I wrote this piece, and I've been searching for it. It was such a great piece. I wrote when I was turned 21. My sister took me to BB King's and or Lucille's, on City Walk, and we didn't really do too many fancy things, and I remember the bartender was like, "It's your birthday," and he bought me a pink Cadillac, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm drinking like Aretha's drink," right? I thought, all right, I can handle this. And I had such a great, I mean, it was just us. It was just my sister and me and one of my friends, and it was a great birthday, and it was perfect. And it was just funny because I wrote this piece, and to me, music is super important to my writing process. I don't like to be quiet. I don't like stillness. I don't. And people think it's distracting, and I think we probably have to take another break, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. No, we got 3 minutes. Good. Okay. So but I just think the creative process in general, right? Like we stifle ourselves. And it wasn't until I started listening to music, especially because it was, you know, I just totally hit that. He's not that much older than me, Lenny Kravitz, and to see him, you know, Let Love Rule was the most impactful CD for me. There's this one song on that album, and I can never remember the name of this song, but it's this so visually wait, let's see if I can put this. Kravitz. I'm gonna put this, hold on. But anyways, I wrote in this thing that I feel like he gave me permission to cut open my creative veins and bleed out.
Yeah.
And it sounds graphic and crazy.
No, I love that.
But I remember that when I was writing my own stuff, like I was going through, I had a lot of negative things happen in my youth, and I saw a lot of things that most people would never see. And I didn't know how to express that. Yeah. And so I wrote, and I used to write stream of consciousness was kind of my thing, and I used to write poetry, and like I was published as a teenager in some like Texas Quarterly or some something I don't even remember now. And I think once I got a really nice letter back from the Paris Review and from the Kenyon Review, which are 2 of my favorite quarterlies. And anyways, I realized that, you know what, sometimes I do have a lot of dark things inside, and I was so afraid of that. And I thought, but it's so much better for it to come out than to keep it inside, right? Because I'm a very sunshiny person, and so I need to be able to work through all that stuff. And let's see if I can find it. Okay, I know we have to take our break. Blues for Sister Someone's a great one, but it's My Precious Love. Okay, but the one that really changed my life was Does Anybody Out There Even Care? And I didn't put that in the piece because it's just such a heavy piece. We have 30 seconds, but there's a series, and it's the thing is riots in the streets, men dressed in white sheets. Is that what we want? There's something. Shoot, hold on. Is that what we want? All right, we got to go. I'll figure out the lyrics when we get back. I'll see you guys after the break. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rand Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 Guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER. Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, we are back. Okay, so hello. Okay, so those lyrics, this is kind of when I heard this song, it made me feel like it was okay, because I was really having a hard time with the way people treated each other, and I mean, really, I have a harder time now, I think. Because I have a child and I look at the way the world is, and I feel like people are very careless with each other, and that kind of goes in all ways, professionally, personally, friends, lovers. It's just, there's a really weird rift in the air, I guess, and everybody's so afraid. Everybody's so afraid, and we can't do that. Like, we can't. I wish that we weren't so afraid. I wish we could just, I mean, I'm a complete victim of that. Yeah. I make myself, my head gets in the way. And I get freaked out and scared, and it's one of my biggest flaws is my fear gets the best of me, and so I don't date, because I just don't know if my heart, I think I'm just too sensitive sometimes, but it's like I need to get out of my own way, and that was a great, I saw that quote at the camp. That's one of the best parking spot ones is get out of your own way, and I thought that's what I need to do. Like today I'm like, okay, I can't say that on the air, but I got to get out of my own way. So I'm doing that. Anyways, but the lyrics, it was one of the verses, or like, I guess, what is it called?
Chorus? Bridge?
A bridge thing. No, it's not the bridge. Anyways, well, one of the segments is that the lyrics say, "Wake up, world, before it's too late. It's time it's time for love to conquer hate. But when that's battle," I can't even talk, you guys, seriously. Let's try that again. "Wake up, world, before it's too late," because I want to sing it. "It's time for love to conquer hate. But when that battle's won, we all can live as one." And I think that when I heard that song, and it was about all the hate that happens in the world. And I mean, one of the lines that I was reading was, riots in the streets, men dressed in white sheets. Is that what we want? A little boy hanging from a tree and a burning cross. If we can learn that we're one, then we can overcome before this takes us all. And the best line is, we better catch ourselves before we fall. Yeah. And I will never, honestly, like, that was a big deal for me, because that's when I started writing a lot of just everything. And I wasn't afraid of what anybody thought. Yeah. And then, the older I got, the more I thought, okay, you know what? If I have this gift, whatever this gift is, the fact that I can even release these things inside of me and do it in a way that I can really pour out the contents of my soul and not feel like I have to hold back.
A healthy release.
It is. It was so much healthier because, now we have stupid phones, right? Where we text way too much. And, I like literally need to just take my phone away from myself. But it's that moment where, as a writer especially, I'm like, I have a thought. Here you go. But it's just been really interesting. And now, to me, the whole theory is, and this is a good lesson for you, is when you're ever don't ever think about who's going to read it. Don't ever worry about the repercussions of what you're going to say, because it doesn't matter when, you just need to get it out.
Yeah.
And then once it's there, you kind of have to take, this is my theory anyways, which can be dangerous for some people. I'm just not afraid of it, is that the minute it makes its way to paper or out of me, that's the minute, in my opinion, that it's not for me anymore. It was not meant for me. It's meant for somebody else. And I remember at one point, we were talking about the mean things people say. That's what I was thinking about. Okay, so Facebook. Oh my gosh. I have had so many beautiful notes and emails and messages. And then there's people who are just straight up mean, vindictive and hurtful, and then send me messages, and I'm like, why are you even sending this message to me? Yeah. Super inappropriate. And I remember a long time ago, it's so funny because this one girl said, you shouldn't, she actually said, you shouldn't be so open with how you feel when you're writing. And the funny thing is that girl came back around 3 years later and sent me another message saying, I'm so thankful that you pour your heart out, because it makes me feel, I have somebody that actually gets how I feel. And I thought, do you remember what you said to me? And that's okay. That's the point. It was her journey. Maybe she just wasn't ready to face how she was feeling about things. Yeah. And honestly, I kind of feel like that. Today I was talking to someone, and it was about how even when you're drinking, right? We all say and do stupid things, but there's some truth to it, right? And so when you let your guard down and you say what you want to say, I think we regret some of it, obviously, but at the same time, it's there's some truth to it. My fears in my life, I have my fears are stupid probably to some people. My fears are not being loved. That's my biggest fear in life. Yeah, is to go through life and think I'm never going to have love. And I have my best friend who I love dearly, and so I've learned to substitute the kind of love that I want, or that I crave and need, and know that it would just be soil to my soul, and then at the same time, I'm I've negotiated and think, okay, maybe there's just different ways of having love. Maybe it's not possible, but that's my biggest fear. So that comes out, and that's a hard thing to face. But when you get, we've all been broke. Everybody out there, female, male, I don't care who you are. We've all been heartbroken, and we all know what that feels like and how devastating and awful that is. And I'm going to just have you on more, by the way. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but
that's okay.
You can be my co-host.
Yeah.
It'll be fun once in a while, right? Well, and you have a lot to say too. And it's fun because God, I'm going to age myself right now. She's a lot younger than me. So, okay, wait. Let's just put it this way. It's over a decade and then more years. So she's a lot younger than me. So
not that you'd be able to tell by looking at her.
Oh,
by
I
the
love
way.
you. Thank you. No, but but your soul is very old. You have a very old soul, which I love. No, you're a good person, and I've said that too. I'm so grateful that this all worked, because I feel like you're the person I could actually trust. That does not happen in life very often.
I'm very glad.
So I'm lucky I have this girl. But it's just that process that I don't understand. We do get in our own way a lot. Yeah. And when people are mean and they say awful, hurtful things, we're writers. Yeah. So words weigh a lot with us. Yeah. So when somebody said, and it's funny because who was it? Somebody said, God, who was it? I wonder if it was Phil. Somebody said, I think it was somebody here, said, what you do is you close your eyes. You just close your ears. You don't listen to what people say. You just watch how they behave. And that, as a writer, it's very hard for me to do, right? Yeah. Because I put a lot of merit in what people say. And then if sometimes it's to my demise, really. Yeah. So I think now I'm just kind of figuring it out. That must mean I'm talking too much. Reuben goes, she's a great listener.
Well, thank you.
I'm a chatty. That's why I have a show, because I like to talk a lot. But anyway, so I don't know. So I guess I'll let you. We have like 6 minutes left. So so you go. You tell me, like, what do you think? What are your? I'm going to interview you on the air.
Okay.
What are your like deepest, darkest fears?
Here
you go. It's a little heavy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, there's something to be said about like abandonment and like that loss of love. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Because my parents were divorced. Or they divorced when I was 10. And I lost my father in October. He was only 52, and then I just lost my cousin, who is my age, just a couple weeks ago, and got out of like a 4-year relationship in August. So it's just all of these important men in my life seem to keep disappearing. And I mean, I still have a lot of good male friends and a lot of people who support me, but I mean, it's lonely. It gets really lonely.
And the older you get, the lonelier. Honestly, I think that's the hardest part in life.
But I think it's good because at this point is kind of when I found you, and it's like you are such like a strong woman, and like well, but I mean, you like know what you want, and you're ambitious, and I really respect you for that. And that's the kind of person that I'd like to be. And like, we do have very similar personalities, so it's nice feeling that it's like, okay, even though I don't necessarily have everything that I want right now, I can get it. Like, it's attainable, and it's, you know, nothing is perfect, and it's not necessarily going to be easy, but there are definitely ways to get there. And so, I mean, learning to appreciate myself and being alone, I think, is really interesting. And like having to relearn how to be okay with being by yourself, because I like my alone time. But
I do too, but you still need
people,
it's to be fed a little bit. No, it's funny, not funny, haha, but by the time I was your age, I had a lot of loss. I had my mother passed away. I was 15 when she died, and she was only 36 when she died.
Yeah.
My uncle passed away. He was like just him and my grandfather were the two men I admired the most. And because they were ever present. My parents both worked a lot, and they were divorced when I was 6 months old. And so, and like my mom had been married 3 times, and I just, all that stuff, you know? So, but by the time I was your age, I had lost almost 20 friends.
Yeah.
I had lost so many family members. My niece was diagnosed with cancer and died.
I remember
she was
telling me about
9 months old when she died. And that, you know, seeing caskets that small is unnatural. And I felt like very alone and very just not sure what to do. And then I had breakups, and I had all these things. And then my marriage failed. And I just haven't been able to like really, you know, you go through these stages and you think, am I going to be okay? And you realize, you know, you can't control life, and you sure as hell can't control death. You can't control whether a relationship works. All you can do is know that you gave it everything that you have, and that's it. And you can't control how things play out. And
you can't control other people either.
You can't, and you have to let go.
That's a big thing that you have to learn. It's like you want somebody to be something that they're not, and that's not going to happen. But you can change yourself, and you can change your outlook. And that's a big. I would like to leave it, I guess, on that note, is that if I can give you any advice, is that no matter how hard it hurts and how lonely it is, so much better to wait for someone that can feed you, and then not regret the moments that you have, because everybody comes into your life for a reason. I mean, I just had a very strange experience, and it's already, you know, I have to look at it from a perspective of it's okay. You know, I'm totally imperfect, and I think I have to embrace that and go, you know what, I'm still going to be okay, because all these people that have come in and out of my life, all the people that have passed on or whatever, they've been little gifts to me in my life. Yeah. And it says we still have 2 minutes. Oh.
12:58. Can we have 2 more minutes? Okay, I don't want to have to get cut off, but anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that just, you know, live your life and be okay, and don't be so afraid of what's going to happen, and know that you just can't control things, and there's a lot of beauty in that. And I also really wanted to give this plug really, really quick. Matthew Batone, the director of the Lenny Kravitz movie, has a really beautiful exhibition of photography. It's called Travelog, and it's going to be showing through the 2nd of April. And if there's any way that you can make an appointment to go, or if you have any interest in it, they're definitely higher priced items, but they're beautiful pieces of art, beautiful photographs and things that will really impact you. There's story behind every single piece, but it's by appointment only. And you can go to www.thebuig, I don't know how you say this, sorry. It's and then BUI gallery.com. And I would just encourage you to check out that work, or just go to his website at Matthew, and it's MATHIEUBITTON.fr, and at least just check out that art. I'm really coming across extraordinary artists, and it just changes everything, the way I see life, and it makes me so inspired. So to every artist out there, including Matthew, thank you for inspiring me to want to keep writing and empowering others and empowering myself. So have a really great weekend, you guys, and I will see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dawn Garcia of ATOD Magazine, and this is my brand new show, A Taste of Dawn, where we'll talk about everything related to savoring life. You can catch me on rantradionetwork.com every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1, where we're going to discuss food and wine, arts and entertainment, music, travel, leisure, and anything in between.